You guys have a notorious father, Mr. Nate Dogg, and I hear that you guys are going to be following in his footsteps.
Yes, sir.
Step right up and get ready to uncover the jaw-dropping truth about the untimely passing of one of hip-hop's most iconic figures, Nate Dogg. Known as the King of Hooks, Nate Dogg's silky smooth vocals and unforgettable collaborations made him a legend in the West Coast hip-hop scene. But behind the glitz and glamour lurked dark secrets and untold struggles that ultimately led to his shocking demise. Discover the truth about the passing of Nate Dogg. Join us as we delve into his dark secrets, untold struggles, and the speculation surrounding his untimely demise. Nathaniel Dwayne Hale.
A lot of people doing what I do, but it wasn't classic, so I gotta come right or not come at all.
Nate Dogg, better known as Nathaniel Dwayne Hale, an icon of soulful vocals and legendary collaborations, this American singer and rapper is widely celebrated as the King of Hooks, imprinting an everlasting legacy on the realms of hip-hop and R&B with his unique style and sound. Additionally, his contributions to the music industry have earned him a reputation that will stand the test of time, solidifying his place as one of the most influential artists of our generation. Nate Dogg was born on August 19, 1969. His place of birth is often mentioned as Long Beach, California, although some records indicate Clarksdale, Mississippi. This is because he had strong connections to both the South and the West Coast of the United States.
Our family is just singing. That's what we do.
Nate Dogg's family had a strong religious background, and music was a significant part of his early life. His father, Daniel Lee Hale, was a pastor in the Baptist church, and his mother led the choir at New Hope Baptist Church in Long Beach, California. It was in these environments that Nate Dogg discovered and developed his vocal abilities. Nate Dogg's foray into music began in the choirs of Lifeline Baptist Church in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and New Hope Baptist Church in Long Beach, California. These early experiences with gospel music deeply influenced his later work, infusing it with soulful melodies and harmonies. Growing up, Nate and his two siblings actively participated in the church's children's choir, showcasing their musical talents from a young age. Nate's powerful voice was always a source of admiration among the congregation at the church he attended in Clarksdale. He would sing with all his heart, captivating everyone who listened. It was in the church choir where he honed his musical talent and developed the skills that would later propel him to success. Little did he know at the time that these modest beginnings would serve as the foundation for his future career. Growing up in Clarksdale was not without its challenges. The town was plagued by poverty and racial tensions that often cast a shadow over Nate's formative years, but he refused to let these difficulties define him. Instead, he used his music as a means of escape and self-expression, pouring his energy into it with every note he sang. Despite the hardships he faced, Nate remained determined to pursue his passion for music. He knew that it was his calling and worked tirelessly to refine his skills. He spent countless hours practicing and perfecting his craft, always striving to improve his technique and musicality. Through his dedication and hard work, Nate eventually became one of the most sought-after performers in the region. His voice was a testament to the power of music to transcend barriers and bring people together. Even in the face of adversity, Nate never lost sight of his dreams and continued to inspire others with his music. At the age of 14, Nate's life took an unexpected shift. His parents divorced, and he moved to Long Beach, California. Long Beach, California in the late 1960s was brimming with artistic talent and creativity, and as he grew older in Long Beach, his enthusiasm for music only became stronger. He would spend hours listening to the radio, soaking in the sounds of various genres from gospel to R&B. It was during these moments that he discovered his distinct sound, a fusion of rhythmic flow and deep singing. However, it was when Nate moved to Long Beach that he encountered fellow aspiring rappers Warren G and Snoop Dogg during their high school years.
I went to Poly High School in 1986, and we had a class together, you know, freestyling and rapping and singing, and we were supposed to be learning, but at the same time, we was learning each other and learning, you know, how to have style.
It was during their years at Long Beach Polytechnic High School that Nate, Warren, and Snoop first became acquainted. Nate Dogg's time in high school was a pivotal moment in his life as he formed a strong musical bond with fellow aspiring rappers Snoop Dogg and Warren G. Their shared love for hip-hop brought them together, and their collaborations would make a lasting impact on the music industry. The three young artists soon discovered their mutual passion for music and began to work together, with Nate showcasing his impressive singing abilities over Warren and Snoop's rhymes. Their unique combination of talents resulted in a dynamic and captivating sound that set them apart from their peers. As they continued to refine their skills and develop their musical style, Nate, Warren, and Snoop formed a close-knit group, united by their shared aspirations of making it big in the music industry. They spent countless hours together, writing lyrics, practicing their craft, and perfecting their performances. Their hard work and talent were evident to those around them, and it wasn't long before they began to gain recognition in their local community. The trio's chemistry was undeniable, undeniable, and their performances at local talent shows and parties quickly became the talk of the town. Nate's soulful vocals paired with Warren and Snoop's slick rhymes created a distinctive and infectious sound that resonated with audiences. Their live shows were electrifying, leaving a lasting impression on everyone who had the pleasure of experiencing their raw talent. While still in his teenage years, Nate Dogg made a life-altering decision that would shape his future in unexpected ways. Fueled by a desire to prove himself and seek a sense of purpose, Nate made the bold choice to drop out of high school and enlist in the Marines. Leaving behind the familiar comforts of home, Nate embarked on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. At the young age of 17, before his successful music career, Nate Dogg made a significant life decision by enlisting in the United States Marines Corps. During his time in the Marines, Nate Dogg underwent rigorous training, honing his discipline and resilience. Nate Dogg would recall that he joined the military because he wanted to see if he was a man. He served as an ammunition specialist in the Material Readiness Battalion of the 3rd Force Service Support Group, stationed at Camp Schwab in Okinawa, Japan. During his time in the Marines, he demonstrated remarkable discipline and dedication, traits that would later define his approach to music. After serving his country, Nate Dogg was discharged from the Marines in 1989 due to some murky reasons, one of which was that he didn't like to be told what to do. His military discipline and experiences abroad contributed to his work ethic and perspective on life, enriching his musical output, and he was now ready to embark on a new journey that would not only shape his life but also make him a defining figure in the realms of hip-hop and R&B, the rise of the King of Hook. Nate Dogg, a man who served his country, returned to his civilian life with a newfound determination to pursue his passion for music. Nate was inspired by his shared passion for music, which drove him to form a rap group alongside Snoop Dogg and his cousin Warren G. They named themselves 213 after the area code of Los Angeles, Long Beach, California. This trio of talented artists began honing their skills, writing lyrics, and crafting beats that would soon catch the attention of the music industry. In 1990, 213 recorded a demo tape in their hometown of Long Beach, which proved to be a turning point in Nate Dogg's career. It was the defining moment that would change the course of his life forever. Destiny intervened when the demo tape eventually made its way into the hands of Andre Rondo, also known as Dr. Dre, a renowned producer, rapper, and Warren G's brother. Dr. Dre happened to hear the tape at a bachelor party and was immediately struck by the raw talent displayed by Nate Dogg, Snoop Dogg, and Warren G. Impressed by their unique sound and undeniable chemistry, Dr. Dre signed Snoop Dogg and later Nate Dogg to Death Row Records, a prominent record label at the time. This was a significant milestone for Nate Dogg as it marked the beginning of his professional music career. With his signing to Death Row Records, Nate Dogg's career skyrocketed to new heights. At the time, Death Row Records was hunting for young creatives, and Nate Dogg's first major label placement came with his contribution to the iconic track Nothing But a G Thang on Dr. Dre's album The Chronic in 1992. The Chronic introduced the world to Nate's mesmerizing vocals and marked the beginning of his journey towards becoming the king of hooks. Dr. Dre recognized Nate's exceptional talent and invited him to contribute his soulful singing to the album. Nate's trademark vocals, which seamlessly blended R&B and soul with the emerging gangsta rap sound known as G-Funk, added a captivating and melodic dimension to the tracks. Critics and listeners alike were captivated by Nate's smooth and powerful voice, which became a defining element of the album's success. This collaboration with Dr. Dre propelled Nate Dogg into the spotlight and solidified his reputation as a sought-after artist in the West Coast hip-hop scene. His unique singing, a style characterized by his deep melodic vocals and the emotional depth he brought to each performance, set him apart from his peers. Nate's ability to infuse raw emotion into his hooks made him a go-to collaborator for artists seeking to add a touch of soul to their tracks. That same year, he made a significant contribution to Snoop Dogg's debut solo album, Doggy Style, where his vocals were prominently featured on the track Ain't No Fun, If the Homies Can't Have None. The song became an instant hit and showcased Nate Dogg's ability to bring a unique flavor to any track he touched. However, it was in 1994 that Nate Dogg's career skyrocketed with the release of the iconic single Regulate. Co-written with Warren G, the song became an anthem for the West Coast hip-hop movement. Inspired by a true story of a late-night encounter, the song vividly depicted life in Long Beach, California, highlighting the challenges faced by young men trying to navigate the streets and regulate themselves. Nate Dogg's smooth vocals and Warren G's slick rhymes were perfectly complemented by their undeniable chemistry as collaborators, resulting in a unique sonic experience. experience. This chemistry set the stage for future collaborations and solidified their place in music history, with the single selling over 2 million copies and earning a double platinum certification. The track reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, propelling Nate Dogg and Warren G into the mainstream spotlight. Regulate showcased Nate Dogg's smooth vocals and storytelling ability, solidifying his reputation as the king of hooks. The song was even nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance in 1995. Following the success of Regulate, Nate Dogg's career took off. He became a sought-after collaborator, working with some of the biggest names in the industry. His vocals were featured on numerous singles and albums, including Tupac Shakur's All Eyes on Me in 1996. One of Nate Dogg's most iconic collaborations came in 1999 with Dr. Dre's The Next Episode, featuring his unforgettable hook that elevated the track to new heights and remains a hip-hop anthem to this day. His deep and resonant voice became synonymous with West Coast hip-hop, and his hooks were in high demand. Nate Dogg's collaborations extended beyond the West Coast, as he expanded his repertoire to include artists like Eminem, 50 Cent, Fabulous, Mos Def, and Ludacris in the 2000s. As Nate Dogg's career took off, Death Row Records found itself in the center of several scandals. Snoop Dogg was being investigated for murder, and hostilities with Bad Boy Records were growing. The 1996 assassination of Tupac Shakur increased tensions both inside and outside the Death Row camp in 1998. To pursue his artistic vision and establish himself as a solo artist, Nate Dogg made the crucial choice to part ways with Death Row Records and join Dogg Foundation Records. His double-disc debut album, G-Funk Classics, Vol. 1 and 2, which featured his distinct fusion of hip-hop and R&B, was released in the same year. Standout tracks on the album included Nobody Does It Better and Never Leave Me Alone These Days. This strengthens Nate Dogg's standing as a master of melody and hooks. Although Nate was a little dissatisfied with the album's commercial reception and the fact that it didn't reach the coveted 500,000 sales mark, he persisted in making music and working with other artists in the early 2000s. In 2002, Nate Dogg's influence went well beyond his native West Coast. He worked with Eminem on the #1 smash song Till I Collapse. Eminem's intense vocals were perfectly complemented by Nate Dogg's strong vocals, creating a passionate and unforgettable song. His reputation as a multifaceted and significant musician has been cemented, and his silky vocals took the already outstanding partnership to new heights. His addition to the Rottweiler-produced instrumental gave the song a distinctive dynamic and a hint of soul, and Nate Dogg's connection to Dr. Dre Aftermath Entertainment is still going strong, and he keeps working with left-leaning artists. A notable instance is his involvement in the smash song 21 Questions, 50 Cents. The timeless song struck a deep chord with listeners, and Nate Dogg's catchy chorus complemented 50 Cent's reflective verse to perfection. The song was a commercial hit and further cemented Nate Dogg's popularity. Nate Dogg collaborated with other West Coast artists throughout his career, many of whom he regarded as friends, staying true to his roots. His previous partners on Death Row, such as Kurupt, Young Gotti, Snoop Dogg, and Daz Dillinger, often sought his talents for their projects. Another noteworthy collaboration was when Ludacris released his hit song, Area Code in a Dog's Presence. Nate Dogg's catchy hooks made the song a worldwide hit, and it added a charming and playful element that perfectly complemented Ludacris's witty and charismatic delivery. However, Nate Dogg didn't just work with well-known musicians. Likewise, he lent his skills to underground and alternative artists, which helped him reach a wider audience when he collaborated with Pharrell and Munch on the song Oh No featuring Mos Def. Throughout the 1990s, Nate Dogg released 3 studio albums of his own, showcasing his versatility as an artist. While his solo success may not have reached the same heights as his collaborations, his music resonated with fans and showcased his ability to hold his own as a solo artist. Songs like I Got Love and Nobody Does It Better became fan favorites and further solidified Nate Dogg's status as a true musical legend. The tragic event. Despite his undeniable talent and success behind the scenes, Nate Dogg faced numerous challenges and personal struggles. His personal life was marred by legal controversies and drug addiction. During the early 1990s, Nate Dogg, the renowned rapper, faced a series of legal issues that put his resilience to the test and had a significant impact on his personal and professional life. One such incident occurred in 1991 when Nate Dogg was accused of robbery at a check changer shop. The allegations were severe, but Nate Dogg maintained his innocence throughout the legal proceedings. The case went through a thorough investigation and a fair trial, and ultimately, he was acquitted of the charges. This victory provided a glimmer of hope for Nate Dogg, but the legal battles were far from over. In 1994, 3 years later, Nate Dogg found himself facing another robbery charge, this time for an incident at a Taco Bell in San Pedro. Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight claimed to have spent $250,000 keeping Nate out of jail after he was caught on tape robbing the fast food restaurant multiple times. Once again, he found himself amidst a legal battle that threatened to overshadow his burgeoning thriving music career. The charges were serious, and the trial was long and grueling. However, Nate Dogg remained resilient and hopeful despite the odds stacked against him. Eventually, he was able to prove his innocence and was acquitted of all charges. Although these legal issues were challenging for Nate Dogg, he persevered and continued to produce music that touched the hearts of many. Despite the setbacks, he remained committed to his passion and used his struggles as inspiration to create some of the most iconic songs in the rap industry. Nevertheless, Nate Dogg overcame these first legal obstacles and, like previously, was able to establish his innocence and was cleared of all allegations. New challenges and legal issues would arise in the years that followed in 1996. A year following the breakthrough of Regulate, he was found guilty in Los Angeles County of a narcotics crime. After coming to terms with the repercussions of his conduct and how they might affect his future aspirations, this conviction marked a turning point in his life and career. These legal troubles took a toll on Nate, but he channeled his experiences and emotions into his music. In 1994, he released his first solo single, One More Day, as part of the Murder Was the Case soundtrack album and short film. The song showcased Nate's raw talent and his ability to convey deep emotions through his soulful voice. As Nate diligently worked on his debut solo album, he found himself increasingly feeling threatened and unsafe in the studio. The tension and atmosphere of fear led him to adopt precautionary measures, such as always wearing a bulletproof vest and carrying a weapon. The studio became a place of both creativity and anxiety for Nate as he navigated the challenges of the music industry. Outside the studio, Nate found himself involved in a high-profile incident that further highlighted the volatile nature of the industry. Death Row Records got into a major beef with rappers Dresta and BG Knockout from Eazy-E's camp. The tensions escalated to a boiling point during the music video shoot for R&B singer Montel Jordan's single Something for the Honeys. Nate took advantage of the situation to assert himself, unapologetically running over BG Knockout's foot with a golf cart and then bashing Dresta over the head with a golf club. While the incident made headlines, all parties eventually resolved their differences, and Nate even collaborated with Dresta on a track. This physical altercation only added to the animosity between the two groups and contributed to the tabloid coverage surrounding Nate Dogg's legal battles. Despite the controversy, Nate Dogg's music career continued to prosper, as his collaborations with various artists remained highly sought after and his soulful vocals continued to captivate audiences. But there's little doubt that his legal troubles harmed both his personal and professional lives. At this point, Nate Dogg was struggling with alcohol and drug addiction. He started abusing Hennessy, a well-known brand of cognac, which became a major part of his life and consumed him in a destructive cycle. The demands of fame, a fast-paced lifestyle, and the music industry took a toll on him, sending him down a dangerous path of substance abuse. As the 2000s approached, Nate Dogg's addiction started to interfere with his ability to fulfill his obligations, both personal and professional. The formerly dependable and gifted musician was now having difficulty focusing on his music and maintaining his health. Nate Dogg's love for women influenced his music career, leading to legal troubles and public scrutiny. In 2000, he faced charges of assaulting his former girlfriend and setting her mother's car on fire. Dr. Dre supported him, posting a $1 million bond to secure his release. However, the charges were ultimately dismissed. Despite the challenges he faced, Nate Dogg continued to make music and release albums, however. His battles overshadowed his musical achievements, and his solo albums received only moderate success as a turning point. As the years went on, Nate Dogg's health began to deteriorate. In December 2007, he suffered his first stroke, which was believed to be linked to a car crash he was involved in with his then-girlfriend. He was admitted to Pomona Valley Hospital Medical Center following the stroke, where he got emergency care. There was hope for a full recovery, even though the stroke damaged the left side of his body, but did not impact his voice or cognitive abilities. Supporters and family members came together in support of Nate Dogg during this trying period. After a week in the hospital, Nate Dogg entered a rehabilitation facility to begin the arduous process of recovery. While in rehab, Nate's drinking and drug habits persisted. This was the beginning of the end for Nate Dogg, who would later go back to his gospel origins and co-found a gospel choir called Inner Praise. To please his mother and create music that his parents would enjoy, he decided to go back to his gospel roots. He had a second stroke on September 12, 2008, which rendered him disabled.
Everybody's got to keep him in their prayers because, you know, he had 2 strokes and that's real dangerous. And a lot of people don't come back from that.
This tragic turn of events signaled the end of Nate Dogg's life as he struggled with the physical restrictions placed on him by his illness, the path to rehabilitation growing more difficult, and the future appears unclear. Nate Dogg suffered severe physical impairments as a result of the strokes, necessitating sedation and a breathing tube. Nate was forced to essentially give up all he did. Being crippled from the neck down and losing his capacity to talk, he was unable to care for himself. He had to overcome great emotional and physical obstacles. His devoted fan base remained a pillar of unwavering support, flooded flooded with messages brimming with love and encouragement. Nate Dogg's health took a drastic turn for the worse, resulting in the use of a wheelchair and marking a stark departure from his once vibrant and energetic stage presence. However, the aftermath of the strokes presented not only a formidable obstacle to his professional endeavors, but also a host of new challenges in his personal life, reshaping the trajectory of both his career and well-being. Additionally, the broader music community, acknowledging Nate Dogg's substantial contributions and the lasting impact woven into the fabric of the industry, rallied around him, reinforcing the collective recognition of his enduring influence on rap. In 2011, the tragic news of Nate Dogg's sudden death shocked the music industry. Nate Dogg died on March 15, 2011, in Long Beach, California, at age 41. In reaction to his death were rumors and speculations surrounding the cause of his death as a result of drug intoxication. On March 17th, Mark Garagos, his lawyer, verified that Nate Dogg's dying circumstances were closely connected to the ongoing health issues he had in 2007 and 2008. Still, Rod McGrew, his close friend and manager, tells TMZ the death was unexpected and that the four-time Grammy nominee had been making significant progress in his recovery. McGrew said Nate had gotten his memory back and was fully alert and aware up until his death. "We appreciate the enormous outpouring of response from all over the world," McGrew said in a statement. "We greatly appreciate that and thank everyone for their prayers and support. We know that Nate will be hanging out with his good friends Tupac and Biggie." With the unexpected news of Nate Dogg's passing, hip-hop paused to pay tribute to him. Twitter users' timelines were flooded with the West Coast pioneer's lyrics, prayers, and condolences. Including his childhood friends and 312 member Snoop Dogg, "We lost a true legend in hip-hop and R&B. One of my best friends and a brother to me since 1986, when I was a sophomore at Poly High where we met. You will always be with me forever day. You put the gang funk, put the 1 and 213 in you put your stamp on everything you ever did. It would I miss you, cause I am so sad, but so happy I gotta grow up with you, and I will see you again in heaven, cause you know D's slogan. All go to heaven, your homie and baby brother Big Snoop Dogg, Rip Nate Dogg," amongst others. They all paid their respect to him with heartfelt messages. However, many hip-hop musicians paid their respects to Nate Dogg during his burial at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Long Beach. Over the years, he has collaborated with numerous artists and contributed significantly to numerous legendary hip-hop tracks. Furthermore, with his ability to work with legendary artists like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Tupac Shakur, as well as his ability to navigate the world of notorious gangster rap, Nate Dogg established himself as a key figure in the hip-hop industry. His voice was also unconstrained. Regardless of musical taste, listeners connected with Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg revolutionized the music industry by bridging the gap between two seemingly different worlds and setting a new standard for collaboration. His impact on both the R&B and hip-hop genres cannot be overstated. Nate Dogg's soulful hooks and smooth vocals have become a staple in the industry, influencing countless artists who have followed in his footsteps. The enduring legacy of his music can be heard in today's music, which is a testament to his lasting impact. Nate Dogg's impact on the music industry is undeniable. From his collaborations with iconic musicians to his soulful vocals that transcended boundaries, he left an indelible mark on the hip-hop genre. Nate Dogg's ability to seamlessly blend his smooth vocals with the rap prowess of his counterparts created an artistic equilibrium that rendered their songs unforgettable. Over 1,000 fans also gathered to honor his memory, a testament to the profound impact he had on the music industry and the lives of those who appreciated his talent. Nate Dogg's untimely death reveals the complexities of fame, the challenges of personal relationships, and the fragility of life. His journey, marked by both triumphs and tribulations, leaves behind a lasting legacy that will continue to inspire and captivate audiences for generations to come. If you want to see more content like this, click on one of the cards on the screen.